Good Monday morning and welcome to the first craft for this week. Today is Monday and we are going to be making these light switch covers together this morning. Hi kids, you should have your Monday bag out of your box and ready to go. So the next thing you're going to do is open your Monday bag, and inside of this bag you're going to find directions for how to make today's craft. But I'm going to show you today anyway. The first thing we're going to do when we do this craft is take our things out and lay them on the table so that we know what we're using. And you should have some foam things, a light switch, some paper, and this is Mod Podge. So you should have your Mod Podge out. The first thing we're going to do is take our papers. You have a paper that you can color, and we're going to take colored pencils and color your paper. For the sake of time, I did mine already. I did 2 today to show you samples. Then we open our Mod Podge, and we take our brush, and we put Mod Podge all over our light switch cover. We paint just the front of it, not the back, just the front of it with Mod Podge so that it's going to be nice and sticky. Now, I didn't remind you, but underneath you probably should have a piece of paper covering the table you're working on because this is sticky and it's a little messy. So you're going to want to cover your table and then put your Mod Podge on. I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to take a cover and put it here. Now, you need to make sure that the hole in your paper matches the hole in your light switch cover. I'm going to turn it around, hold it up so that you can see that. Do you see my holes match here? And you see that my paper is a little large. That is because we're going to wrap the edges around. Okay? And you might want to even get some Mod Podge, extra Mod Podge, to glue this down on the edges. I'm going to get some Mod Podge here and put it on the edges so that I can glue this down. Put it on my paper here, and I'm going to glue it around the sides like this. Okay? And this edge, you can just fold it in. Doesn't matter, it won't be showing. Once you put it on the wall, nobody will see the back of it. So it doesn't matter how you do that. All right, we want to make sure that we have lots of paper holding it in, lots of Mod Podge. Then we're going to take our fingers and we're going to take care of any bubbles we may have. Mine seems pretty good right now. I don't see many bubbles. And we're going to take this and put it to the side and let it dry for 15 minutes. During that 15 minutes, you might want to cover your Mod Podge. Please take your paintbrush to the sink and wash it. Squeeze it out so it's nice and dry. Because if you don't, this will dry while that dries and it will be stiff. Okay, so we have our light switch and it has dried, and so has the Mod Podge on top of it. We're going to take our paintbrush that we cleaned and put it back in the Mod Podge and put another layer on top of this. So you want to cover it all with another layer of Mod Podge and be generous. Let there be plenty of Mod Podge on there. And we want to do around the edges again, because we want to make sure that they're glued down as well. Mod Podge is really just like a glue, so we want to make sure that the edges are glued down as well as the paper on top. It's a glue and it is also a sealer, so it seals the paper so it won't rip, and it glues it down. Okay? And while it's wet, you can push it in again. Make sure that it's all the way in. All right? Now, we're going to take this, now that we've put more Mod Podge on it, and we're going to let it dry for 30 minutes. So you're going to put it aside and let it dry for 30 minutes. But instead of me doing that, because the next layer is the same as this one, we're just going to take this and I'm going to show you the next step. You can take these foam things that you have put some of this. Remember I told you it's like a glue. You want to put some of this on, and you might glue this on there. Now that's a little big for mine, so I'm gonna maybe put a flower on mine. You can use these. You can cut them smaller if you'd like them smaller. I think I would cut this one a little smaller and put it on there. Now the very last thing, after you let this dry for 30 minutes and you put more on, then you put this on last after you let it dry. Put as many coats of this on as you'd like of the Mod Podge. What you'll need to do, take it to your mom and dad, and you have 2 screws here. And your mom and dad can take a screw and just punch it through the hole like that. And they can the screw, take it to a light switch and just screw it on. So you take these screws and put it through the 2 holes like that, and then just take a screwdriver and screw it on. Now this will look better because you'll have all your layers, and as many layers as you would like to put on. The more you put on, the better sealed it is. Then you would put on your flower, and it doesn't have to be right on it. It could be off to the side a little, okay? So you'll have some of these to put on, and you'll have your screws, and you can put it right on the light switch in your room or any place else in your house. Okay, now your brush is again wet, so you want to take it and wash it off again because you may need this brush again this week for future crafts. So wash it nicely, dry it, and save it for your future times this week.